All right, guys, so I've got the T-Track and Mitre Track installed in the table. Let me see if you can see it on camera here. So I got the two T-Tracks in and also the Mitre Track. So I appreciate your suggestions yesterday. I did end up doing a template with some plywood and just clamping it down. Here, let me turn you around and I'll show you the template I made. So this is the template. And if I can throw it up here on the table. So this fits my router. This actually fits my router. This is like 7 inches wide. And so that is the same width as my router base. So that fits in there just real snug. And what I did is I used some paste wax on the edges, so where this thing slide just real easy, kind of like a I don't know, a sled almost, but it just slides back and forth in there. And what I did is just centered the bit onto where my markings were. And this piece down here, I don't have these connected to these side rails. I have this piece on top connected with a screw on each side so I can adjust it. So I moved it all the way down to here to where I would stop where I wanted to stop. And I did take I did this on my last table and somebody else commented, leave enough room to get the T-bolts in. Good suggestion, and I remember to do that from the last time. But I can move this down and just tighten the screws up. You can see where I had it before, and this side, I don't know if I moved this one or not. No, I moved this in. But anyway, I can adjust it so I can use it on longer pieces. And so when I got done with this one, I just turned it around here. And this being a Mitre Track, I had to get it set up and then get one side done of the Mitre Track. This is wider than the T-Track, or it's wider than the 3/4 inch bit that I was using. And then what I did was I had to move it over a little bit, and I just clamped it down to my table wherever I could get a clamp on, and that's what I did. And this is what I did last, so that's why these two are so far apart. When I did the Mitre Tracks, like I said, this was up here a little bit, and not attaching this middle piece. See, that's a separate piece here. Not attaching that and just using these screws, I'm able to slide that back and forth and then just tack it down. So worked out really good, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. And if you can stand the shakiness, I apologize for the shakiness, but these videos are every day I'm like, oh, I need to put that on YouTube, so maybe it'll help somebody else out. But I'm gonna show you my router fence. Okay, so I've got the router fence. The plan for this table, if you download it, if you get it, I'm including this router fence for free, the plans for the router fence. But anyway, I've got these bolts and the star knobs, and so what I'll do is just fix that in there, and then the other side as well. And then what I can do then is I've got 2 holes here because I had 2 different setups at one time. So I can put that one in. You may or may not have seen that. And then I'm going to, let's see if I can get that in there. There we go. So now I can tighten these star knobs down on both sides, and I can adjust it. Now, one thing I did different on this table is my last table I only had like just a few inches of track here, because all I needed was just a few inches of travel for my fence. But I changed it on this table because now I can slide the table all the way back. I mean the fence, excuse me. I can slide the fence all the way back. I can take the insert out. I can raise and lower my router, do what I need to do. But not only that, I can run, because my router bit's going to be like right in here, I can run dados in a piece of wood you know, like 12 inches or 11 inches away from the edge, flip it around, do the same thing. Whereas on the last one, where I only had these short tracks, I was only able to, now I'm hung up, there we go. Now I was only able to only move it like this far, you know, just a few inches. And so I really like having the tracks longer because it gives me a lot more room to do more things. It's more versatile. So I really like this setup. I've got all the, if you had the plan, you know that all these things were linked in the plan where I've got them and which ones I used. This one came in one piece, and I just cut it in half with a hacksaw, and I think it's like 11 and a half or so, 12 inches on each one. It's a 24-inch piece, so you lose a little bit in waste. So anyway, all right guys, I appreciate it. This was a long time coming. I should have already had this done, so I appreciate your patience if you were waiting to see the turnout. But like I said, we're done, and we'll see you next time. Later.